You're spending all this time on SEO, but how do you know that all the stuff you're doing is working, your rankings are increasing and continually improving? Hey everyone, I'm Neil Patel. Today I'm going to break down how you can easily track and improve your rankings. Now before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. One simple way that you can track and improve your rankings is through Ubersuggest. You can just put in any keyword or anything like that, like I typed in marketing here. And if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for a free Ubersuggest account. So I'm going to end up signing in here. I'm going to log in with Google. You can manually do it as well, but I'm going to do login with Google. It's just easier. And then it pulls from my Google Search Console, so that way I can already see some of the keywords that I'm ranking for. Now I already have an account here, but I'm going to create a new project from scratch so you can see how I track and improve my rankings over time. And let's create a new project. And the URL for the project is, let's say I'm going to do this with crazyegg.com. Website name is crazyegg. Choose my location. So where do I want to track my rankings? Crazy Egg does business globally, but most of the signups end up coming from the United States. So I want to track my rankings there. I can also type in a city base. I'll actually go back and show you. So let's say if you're a localized business, you can also type in like Los Angeles, California, as you can see right here. But I'm not really doing that. I'm more so focused on the United States with this website. And it gives me a list of suggested keywords like A/B testing, heat map I know is one for sure. Create a website, web page design, travel websites, not really that relevant. Let's see, brand loyalty. I'm just gonna select some, random keywords here. And you would pick the keywords that are most relevant for your website. You would also want to track any competitors. Let's say HubSpot is my competitor, neilpatel.com and QuickSprout. Then I can click next. And I'm okay with weekly rank tracking, or you can do daily. Daily is always better. And then, of course, you would want mobile rank tracking because more than half the search is on mobile devices these days. Let's go with daily. Click next. Do you want my team to go to traffic? Nope. All right. It's done. As you can see, there's a report here. It takes a little bit of time for Ubersuggest to go out there and pull the rankings for your site. It doesn't take that long at all, though, but it takes, 5-10 minutes. But for time's sake, let's just look at, and as you can see here, there's already some rankings. Look at this. So create a website, web page design, website design, more loading. Let's go to, let's go back to dashboard. All right, so track keywords. Maybe it's updated a lot of them. It hasn't done all of them, but it's done half of them. Either way, all right, so you guys get the point. I'm going to go back to the dashboard so you can see how the rank tracking looks. And this is for neilpatel.com. I've been tracking keywords for a while. I can select a date range like, let's do last 30 days. Apply. So you can see your rankings over time for certain keywords. And the point I want to end up making is as you track your rankings over time, some go up, some go down. So if you look at this one, SEO company, some go up, some go down. So if I was position 5, then 7, then 5. Let's look at one that has gone down. So I look at this one, LinkedIn. All right, I've been position 42, 50, 39, and then it's dropped down to 42. And you'll want to look at the keywords that have the red down arrow when it comes to improving your rankings, and look to see which ones are trending downward. So with Crazy Egg, one of the keywords that I've tracked, and let's say I'm noticing a down arrow on heat map over time. I'm ranking, on page 1, and it is decreasing over time. So let's see. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm ranking number 6. Crazy Egg, Ubersuggest is showing that Crazy Egg ranks number 6, which is spot on. There's other pages that rank higher than me, Wikipedia, and I'm going to click on them in order. Heatmap.com. That one's a little biased because the domain name matches the keyword. Hotjar. Strava. I'm probably saying it wrong. Seaborn.pydata.org. and then Crazy Egg. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to look at all the sites that rank above you. So each of these web pages is loading. As you can see here, Wikipedia is number 1, heat map. And a heat map is a data visualization, and they have an explanation, types of heat map. It's pretty short. Heatmap.com shows you where people are clicking. Powered by doers. And then as I scroll down, interactions over the past 6 months. Hotjar, the complete guide to website heat maps. This is pretty thorough. I like how they have the quick navigations in the left side. I like how they have the progress bar here. Great user experience, types of heat maps, and I can just click to different sections. Heat map examples. I can see like a scroll map, heat map, and the list goes on and on. How to analyze heat maps. What is a heat map analysis? How to analyze a heat map. And they go super in-depth. That one's a good example. Here's another one by Strava.com. Don't really see much loading here. I'm going to close this. This is just a heat map, it looks like, of the world maybe, which is kind of cool. This looks really cool. Not much I can do here to copy them, and you'll find that, right? In which whenever you do a Google search, sometimes the examples that you see ranking above you aren't necessarily the most relevant to your business, like this one. And here's a Seaborn one, not too much of a relevant example. But out of all of them, the Hotjar example, they did a really good job. Now let's look at the Crazy Egg page. What is a heat map? How to create one examples and case studies. It's a pretty detailed page. And it says how does heat maps work, other types of heat maps, confetti report, overlay list report, when you should use a heat map, website redesigning, A/B testing, content marketing, UX usability, conversion funnels, what you can learn from heat maps. It's going super in depth. And I look at this, the content's great. But what I would do if I want to start outranking a lot of my competitors, people think a lot of SEO is link building and on-page code. And that's true. But once you already get to page 1 or pretty decently well positioned, the links in the on-page SEO get you seen, get you in a placement that's reasonable. But to get to the top, you got to look at every single one of your competitors. Like I'm looking here, Wikipedia, heatmap.com, looking at Hotjar. And you got to see, all right, how can I end up making my content better than theirs? So out of all of them, the big thing for me that I would really look at is I'm not making the content as usable as this Hotjar example. It's easier to skim, read with the progress bar, and get a good understanding of what you can get when you're on this Hotjar page versus the Crazy Egg page. So the first thing I would do is adjust my layout to be more usable, like this one. The second thing I would do is just go through here and make sure I cover all the content that the Hotjar one has, plus more. And I wouldn't just add content for fluff or filler. It needs to be useful for our audience. If it's not, I won't mention it. But as long as it's useful, I would mention it. And by doing this and then updating your page and then giving it time, what you'll find is your rankings will climb over time. Not quickly, not right away. It'll climb slowly over the next month or two when you make these changes. Just to give you a quick recap, I add my projects to Crazy Egg, look for the rankings that go down over time. And in this crazy example, because we recently added keywords, you won't see the ones that are down, but you can see it here for neilpatel.com. When I look at the date range and I go, let's say last, month, click apply. I look for the one that the down arrows. When you see the down arrows, you just click here. You see what the ranking changes are over time. And then you would Google those keywords, see who's ranking ahead of you, kind of like I did for the heat map example. Look at each of their pages. I'm going to take all those learnings and modify my content to be more usable and make sure I cover all the things that they cover that are important if I'm not already covering them. And if you do that, over time, your rankings will climb. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll answer it and I'll help you out. If you just want my ad agency to do all this work for you, check out NP Digital, where we help companies grow their traffic faster. And if you enjoyed this video, like it, share it, tell the people about it. Thank you very much.